Namaste. We're going to continue with the I AM Discourses as we ran out of time again, and the kind of got cut short, but we shall continue. I shall back up a little bit so that we know where we are on Discourse 10. Somewhere it has been said that love may not be commanded. I say to you, love is the first principle of life and may be generated to any degree or without any limit whatsoever for infinite use. Such is the majestic privilege of the conscious use and direction of love. When I say generate, I mean the opening of the door through conscious devotion to the outpouring of this exhaustless fountain of love, which is the heart of your being, the heart of the universe. Students, by contemplating this infinite power of love, become a fountain of its outpouring, that its continuous direction, that its conscious direction may be infinite in the student's use. When my beloved students wish to hasten their liberation from certain events or outer activity, I can but say, I am the commanding presence, the exhaustless energy, the divine wisdom, causing my desire to be fulfilled. This will bring the quickest release from any undesirable condition that the very law of your being will permit. Knowing this, you may further know the presence that I know remain untouched by disturbing outer conditions. Serene, I fold my wings and abide in the perfect action of the divine law and justice of my being, commanding all things with my circle to appear in the perfect divine order. This is the greatest privilege of the students and should be commanded at all times. Here I shall say something that should be very encouraging, and I trust it will. Each student who is earnestly striving for the light is being toughened as you make the toughest steel, which wears the longest, holds the best, and is the strongest. Such is what the life of experience brings the individual. When one craves to be released and still there appear trying experiences, it is the toughening of the steel with character and the strengthening of the individual that gives him at last the perfect and eternal mastery over all outer things. So this is why I was shown recently that I'm being forged in the fiery furnace of Christ consciousness, and that no initiation is ever easy or pleasant for the student necessarily. It's usually very, very tough and life-shattering even. And sure enough, I've said bye-bye to all of what I called my life. But a whole new chapter has opened, and this is where these teachings and channelings are coming from. This whole new chapter of the beginning of my new life, and our new life together as the family of light. Okay, to continue. One may, with the right understanding of this, easily rejoice in the experience which is enabling him to return to and back in the glorious, wondrous I Am presence. Thus, beloved students, you should never grow weary of well-doing, nor meeting the experiences that sometimes seem to weigh heavily upon you, but rejoice that every step forwards leads you to that eternal goal which does not have to be repeated. This is what methinks the students often forget to use. I am the strength, the courage, the power to move forward steadily through all experiences, whatever they may be, and remain joyous and uplifted, filled with peace and harmony at all times by the glorious presence which I am. To the athlete on the racetrack, at the beginning of the race, is glorious anticipation, but as he reaches the goal and his adversary draws near, he puts forth every effort. His breath becomes short, and with one last leap he crosses the line to victory. So it is with students on the path. They know in the use of the I Am presence they cannot fail. Therefore, all that is necessary is to tighten your belt, gird yourself for whatever is required, and with a wave of the hand to your adversary bid him farewell. More fortunate than the athlete, the student knows from the beginning that he cannot fail, because I am the exhaustless energy and intelligence sustaining him or her. The power of precipitation, the student should understand and remember at all times, is within the I Am presence. I am here, the life principle and intelligence in this body. I am everywhere, even unto the heart of God, the governing intelligence of this universe. Therefore, when I wish to precipitate anything whatsoever. I know I am the power acting. I am the intelligence directing. I am the substance being acted upon, and I now bring it into visible form and my use. The contemplation of this phrase just expressed will enable the students to enter into this activity without strain or anxiety. The questions that so often confront the students in the power of precipitation is that of money. The first question is, how is it that money may be precipitated without interfering with the government allotments? Since the creation of money as a standard of exchange, gold being its standard and heart, so to speak, and the security of all issue, it will be remembered that there have been almost countless number of disasters in one form or another through which gold and the issue of money have been, to the outer sense, destroyed. Billions of dollars in this manner have disappeared. Therefore, with any money, and it's usually gold, that is precipitated, there is no danger of passing the limit set by a government for its use. Again, there have been billions of Spanish gold and denominations of other countries that have been burned, lost, submerged at sea, etc., to the extent that the precipitation would have to run into great numbers before there would be any question as to its legality. More often, however, gold is precipitated in its natural state, therefore always legal in its use. As the world has recently offered a premium for more gold production, why not precipitate it and bless the world by its use? But I shall not hold myself responsible for the questions that will be asked when you do precipitate it, unless you have a mind from which you can supposedly have brought it forth, for you have no idea what the curiosity of the outer mind is until you call its attention to gold. I assure you the outer is immediately set on fire. However, I am the presence governing it. The supposed demand to know the source of the gold is but a subtle form of inquiry, that someone else may discover your source. My idea would be to answer their inquiry that it is none of their business. Simply say, here is the gold, test it. If it's not 100% pure, you may refuse it. If it is, you are compelled to receive it by the laws of your government. You will understand, beloved students, that it is only in the outer activity of the physical world that you require a medium of exchange. For the moment one rises into the power of precipitation, he or she has little use for gold or money of any kind of exchange, except as incidents may require. As one by one you come into the ascended state, you will have made many a hearty laugh over the seeming importance of these outer problems of the physical or outer world, for they are all but the maya meaning illusion, or the falsity, which means but constant change. Yeah, it also means the falsity or the thing which continually changes. So something that continually changes never stays as any one thing. It's illusory, okay? So to continue, remember there is only one thing in the universe that is permanent, real, and eternal. That is the I Am Presence God in you, which is the owner, the creator, and the intelligence governing all manifested form. Then to know that you are that presence, that I Am Presence, places you, beloved students, independent of all outer manifestation. Do not misunderstand me. I know you have to come into this understanding sufficiently, but if you were sincere and dauntless determination in your recognition of the I Am Presence God in action in you, you will find yourself, even to the outer sense, quickly rising into that dominion and independence in which you can say to all outer things, it is possible thou didst once disturb me. Some of you have had an inkling of how gross and coarse all outer form seems when once you are liberated from it. God, that's really the truth, because the times that I've been out of this physical body and come back in, wow, this all feels so dense and so gross and so heavy and so clumsy, and it is compared to your spirit form, your true soul form, your true soul essence, or your spirit form in your energy body is incredible, and literally only weighs 4 grams in our weight. 4 grams. Okay, so to continue. To your finer, higher sense, it seems incredible that you could have inhabited and still are inhabiting and using a form so gross and imperfect. Had you long ago recognized, claimed, and rejoiced in the I Am presence, as you are doing today, these outer forms would have become so refined that you would have come back to them with very great grace. However, one has but to rejoice at every step of attainment and every step he hopes to attain, because hope becomes faith, and faith becomes reality. Beautiful. Now, beloved students, under no circumstances allow the experience of the outer to pall upon you, but in this recognition rejoice every day, every hour, every minute that brings you nearer to the goal of freedom and release from limitation, that freedom you have so longed for and so much desired. The light is growing very bright within some of you. Continue on with that calm, dauntless determination to scale the heights, for I am that great presence sustaining you, and you cannot fail. You know, the old phrase used to spur one on, especially among soldiers, was to tell them they were cowards and yellow. Now, beloved students, I say to you, you are not cowards, but you are yellow with the golden light of truth, of dominion, of mastery, over all outer things which have bound you, and with one mighty surge of the I Am presence you break every building, every binding chain, shatter all sense of limitation, and stand forth in your freedom, the glorious, radiant, majestic being that you really are. I like very much to use the statement, I am here and I am there, and if you will contemplate it, you cannot help but overcome the sense of separation. The student is more or less uncertain, which always brings anxiety, and anxiety makes tension. And this builds upon the law of resistance. To continue, as you come into higher activity, you will become more and more relaxed. Always take on the attitude of calm poise when anything should manifest. Always be happy and rejoice in the presence, but there is always the balance to be maintained. It is the middle way. This is what Buddha and Jesus Christ called the middle path, or the middle road, or the middle way, or the long straight path, the long narrow path. Many ascended masters have spoken about this. Hold yourself within the center poise. One can rejoice as deeply in a calm poise as he can in an over-exuberance. The calm poise conveys a certain something to others that they need, for every human being needs poise and the conscious realization of the necessity of calmness and poise, because it never leaves one off guard. Poise has within it a certain power of self-control and guard which is very essential. You will be not only delighted but amazed at times at the marvelous things that will come with it. Use I Am, the perfect poise which controls everything. When you use the I Am presence, be sure to keep it as a permanent thing. Each one try this, and if you do not feel results at first, just go on, for you certainly will as you use it more and more. I am the presence charging this water with the life-giving essence which I absorb and which renews my body in perfect health and eternal youth. So this is a way of blessing your water, and the Law of One goes into this, and many other Ascended Masters have taught about this. And Dr. Emoto, if you YouTube search Dr. Emoto's water experiments on emotions, you can program water to be extremely uniform and beneficial and healthy. You can even make poisonous water drinkable. But don't hold me to that. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not making any claims here. This is allegedly, according to these Ascended Masters and scientists that have done these experiments, these bizarre experiments with water. And don't forget, your body is about 80% water. Okay, so you can bless water. Affirm often, I am here and I am there. I am the conscious action everywhere. to discordant activities, say, I am the presence preventing this. I am the positive, peaceful control of this whole situation.